Hello and welcome into LMU Community TV News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. Senator Rand Paul spoke at the Bell County Chamber of Commerce Luncheon Series on Wednesday at Pine Mountain State Resort Park. Paul has held strong in the war against coal in the Commonwealth and discussed his position during the luncheon.
$5 billion in the fund, and you're going to get pushback. The environmentalists are going to want it still for cleanup. But I think the current mines already have to take care of cleanup. I don't think that comes out of that fund. So really any current problems that occur, I think should be taken care of those who are currently in charge. But I think there could be a reason we could do that. Now I think the debate is the union mines still, all their pensions are bankrupt. I think they want a piece of that pie too. So there is some dispute over what will happen. You have environmentalists, you have the unions, and then you have people that would give it back to the community. But those are thoughts, and we ought to think outside the box and think of ways we could figure ways to leave money in the community. What I like about the economic freedom zones too is that it's leaving your money in the community. So even poor communities still have money. It's just you're sending a certain portion to Washington. We'd send less to Washington and leave it here. You're more likely to get that than any new grants anyway of money because we just don't have any. I mean, we're borrowing $1 million a minute. Under President Obama, the debt's going to go from $10 trillion to $20 trillion. We're going to add more debt under this president than all of the previous presidents combined. And it's easy to say, well, then it must be just the Democrats' fault. Problem is when we had a Republican president, we had 8 years of Republican, it went from $5 trillion to $10 trillion. So we doubled it under a Republican, now we're doubling it under a Democrat. What that tells me is that there's a systemic problem, that both parties are responsible for it. When you look at who's calling for more spending in Washington right now, the loudest voices are actually Republican voices. They're saying we need more military spending, but they can't get it unless they give the Democrats more domestic spending. So we increase both, and then we're borrowing $1 million a minute. The most recent spending bill was $1.1 trillion, all bundled together in one bill. It was 2,242 pages long, and nobody read it. Nobody has. We're still trying to figure out what was in it. That's why I voted against it. I said, if I can't read it, I'm not voting for it.
There were several local elected officials as well as numerous business people and the general public that attended the event. LMU DCOM is an authorized training center for the American Heart Association, and they are doing their part in raising awareness for National Heart Month. LMU DCOM offers a wide range of courses and certifications for today's healthcare providers and the public at large through its Center for Simulation and Training. Using the state-of-the-art equipment and facilities, the AHA Training Center's multidisciplined instructors provide medical education in the areas of basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, and pediatric life support. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for both men and women. To prevent heart disease and increase awareness of its effects, LMU DCOM is proudly participating in American Heart Month throughout the entire month of February. Just as living a healthy lifestyle is key to having a healthy heart, and learning CPR is a key to saving hearts. LMU DCOM's AHA Center courses are offered in a customer service-oriented classroom setting for several groups that would need to be prepared to use it. That includes, but is not limited to, physicians, nurses, respiratory therapists, paramedics, law enforcement, fire departments, rescue services, EMTs, and many others. The AHA Training Center is authorized to provide training in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. For more information about how you or your community group can participate in CPR training, contact the AHA Training Center Coordinator, Jonathan Green, at 423-869-6480. The Lincoln Memorial University Music Program concert that was scheduled for Monday, February 15th, has been rescheduled due to the winter weather and will be held on February 29th. The Fretless is an award-winning group that takes Canadian and Celtic fiddle to new places and is comprised of 3 fiddles and 1 cello. The group has toured extensively, and they were nominated just this year for a Western Canadian Music Award. The group released their first album in 2012 with a follow-up in 2014, and they are currently finishing up their third. The performance will consist of a range of tunes selected from their first two albums and also a sneak peek at tunes from their upcoming album. The Fretless concert has been rescheduled for February 29th and will be held in the Sam and Sue Mars Performing Arts Center inside Duke Hall. The concert is free and is open to the public, so be sure you tune in and keep up to date with the concert. The Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum will commemorate the birth of its namesake by offering free admission on Fridays and Saturdays during the entire month of February. It is home to one of the top 3 privately held collections of Abraham Lincoln and Civil War artifacts in the world. The museum proudly displays personal items of the 16th President of the United States, including a stunning tea set used by the Lincoln family when they lived in Springfield, Illinois, and the walking cane that President Lincoln carried into Ford's Theater on the night of his assassination. The museum unveiled 2 new exhibits as part of its celebration with a ribbon cutting that happened last Friday. The Constitution and the Civil War, which is a National Park Service produced traveling exhibit. It examines the highly contentious, often controversial roles Lincoln's interpretation of the Constitution played in the Civil War. From the collection, it invites visitors to take a closer look at rare and interesting artifacts from the museum's world-class collection. Included in the exhibit is a pair of French porcelain vases depicting scenes from the highly influential novel Uncle Tom's Cabin. Several art pieces inspired by Lincoln, as well as items from the Captain John Warden collection. Both exhibits will be on display through June 1st of 2017. The Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from noon to 5 p.m. For more information about this and other programs at the Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum, call 423-869-6235. The Lincoln Memorial University School of Business is offering free tax preparation services through the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, Volunteer Income Tax Assistant Program. Students in the School of Business will be preparing taxes under the supervision and guidance of Assistant Professor of Business Roger Holt, a retired IRS employee. They are offering the services on Mondays and Wednesdays from 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. The assistance will be available through the IRS tax deadline on Monday, April 18, 2016. Holt and his students have been trained on the IRS tax software and are certified to e-file returns. The services are available for very basic returns, including state income tax. A temporary office is set up in room 117 of the Business and Education Building on LMU's main campus. Services are available on a first-come, first-served basis for individuals or families with income below $54,000. No appointments are necessary. Filers should bring proof of identification, tax documents, including wage and earnings statements from all employers. That does include W-2s and 1099 forms, Social Security cards for household interest, health insurance statements, and a copy of last year's federal and state returns, if they are available. For more information, you can contact Dr. Holt at 423-869-6699. Coming up after the break, we have a heroic story about a daughter who saved her own mother's life. So be sure you keep it right here on LMU Community TV News.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. That college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Be a teacher or a reality TV star.
Dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Do it.
I dare you.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
A second-year student in the DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine Physician Assistant Program has received the Heart Saver Hero Award for saving her mother's life. The Heart Saver Hero Award recognizes heroes that have acted courageously and stepped in to save a life. It was the day before Thanksgiving, November 25th of 2015, when Sweet's mother, Robin of Williamsburg, Kentucky, arrived home after being released from the hospital with a viral illness. She soon began to feel lightheaded and sat down. Sweet recalls that her mother fell to the floor. With the help of her fiance and her father, they helped her mother to the couch. According to Sweet, within 30 seconds of her mother on the couch, she stopped breathing and turned very blue. They moved her to the floor, assessed her pulse, and she did not have one. Sweet immediately began CPR, and within 5 minutes, her mother woke up and started breathing. Her pulse was strong, and she was no longer blue, but she was still confused. They had called 911, and shortly after, she was transported to the emergency room. Sweet credits her quick thinking and CPR skills to the training that she received at LMU DCOM while enrolled in the Physician Assistant Program. Sweet shared that she felt called to the medical field all of her life because she had a desire to help others, but when she was called to help her own mother, it really hit home. Such a great story, and congratulations to her and also to her mother that is doing much better. Lincoln Memorial University College of Veterinary Medicine is proud to announce that Dr. Jason Johnson has been selected as Associate Dean of Clinical Sciences for LMU CVM. Johnson is also the Executive Director of the Center for Animal Health in Appalachia. Johnson is currently the Associate Professor of Theriogenology and Medical Director of DeBusk Veterinary Teaching Center for Lincoln Memorial University's College of Veterinary Medicine. Johnson's new position includes being the Medical Director of the DeBusk Veterinary Teaching Center with responsibilities for the operations of over 100,000 square feet of facilities. He is also responsible for all clinical, faculty, technical, and managerial staff, teaching equipment, and animals. Johnson will continue to serve in his role as Executive Director, which has a mission in economic research, animal and public health research, and promotion of veterinary practices in underserved areas. In 2012, Johnson was one of 10 veterinarians nationwide to be selected for the American Veterinary Medical Association's Future Leaders Program and was named to Veterinary Practice News 25 Vets to Watch in their 25th year. Johnson is a 2003 graduate of Auburn University in their College of Veterinary Medicine and a diplomat in the American College of Theriogenologists. Johnson completed a 3-year residency at Auburn University in food animal theriogenology and earned a master's degree. The Kaler School of Nursing will host several information sessions for prospective applicants in Knoxville and Kingsport, as well as their Corbin site. This spring, the information sessions will take place from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the following locations. Cedar Bluff will take place February 23rd and March 25th. Kingsport at the Kingsport Center for Higher Education on March 31st and April 25th. In Blount County, it will take place at the Alcoa City Center on March 29th, and in Corbin at the Baptist Corbin Health on March 17th. Pre-registration is not required, and interested persons may drop in throughout any of the sessions. Information about all of the programs that are offered at the Kaler School of Nursing will be presented. Applications for the program will also be accepted during the information sessions. Enrollment in the Kaler School of Nursing has quadrupled over the last 5 years as new programs and concentrations have been added. For more information on the information sessions, you can call 1-800-325-0900 with the extension of 6324, or you can email Sherry Pierman at sherry.pierman@lmunet.edu. Well, a furry face is the perfect addition for any family, and each week we try to bring you the adoptable pups from the Claiborne Animal Shelter. These furry faces are available for adoption at the Claiborne Animal Shelter, so let's show off this week's Pet of the Week in hopes of finding its forever home. Following your Pet of the Week, stick around for your entertainment update with Joseph Lewis. Everyone, I am here with Liza from the Claiborne Animal Shelter, and today she has brought with her this absolute gorgeous little boy. So tell us about Nemo.
Nemo is a German Shepherd Border Collie mix, and he's probably about, I'm going to say maybe 10 weeks old now. Okay. He was very young when he came in. He came in with his sister, and she was injured, so she's in a foster home. And he had a little hair loss that we fixed, and he's kind of a laid back little guy, actually.
Yeah, he's been very laid back.
And he's a lover. Like right now he's giving me little puppy licks. Yeah. Here, turn your best feature forward, dear. There we go. He's a total love, and I mean, that's all I can say about him is he's quiet in his little puppy room, but he's not like a slouch. He's just kind of a chill puppy.
So tell us about their mix.
Well, a Border Collie is a very smart. I've got to stop for some kisses.
Of course.
Border Collie, of course, they're both really smart dogs, and they both have. They're loyal to their owners. They're protective of their homes. But I think when you get with a German Shepherd, can get a little too protective. But with the Border Collie, it kind of balances it out. So what you've got is a wonderful family pet that's going to keep an eye on things, but not, you don't have to worry about aggression or anything, I wouldn't think.
No.
So, except as he bites your hand off.
Yep, I'm getting all
Except when he decides to eat your arm.
That's okay.
So he's absolutely a lover.
Yes.
And he's a big kisser. So if you like puppy kisses, and he does those little snugglings into your neck.
Yes.
And then makes his little puppy noises. Right?
Yes.
Right, Nemo? So he's just darling.
Yes,
There's nothing more to be said about him except that he's just darling.
Okay, so what type of family would Nemo fit into the best?
I think he'd fit into a family with kids, not real young kids,
Okay.
because real young kids don't do well around puppies.
Right.
Children maybe over 5 years old.
Okay.
A family that's gonna, get him exercise. He's gonna need a lot of exercise because of the Border Collie. He'll be very smart. He could end up going to obedience training.
Yeah.
He could end up probably being a therapy dog just because of the two breeds are so smart. And so it would be a family with kids or a family of one who just wants to have a wonderful companion who's as cute as all get out.
Yes, absolutely. I can't take the cuteness.
Yes. So it's still, I think, even though he's got the fur and everything, be an inside puppy, of course.
Yes.
So he'd be just another family member.
Yeah. Well, my family actually, we used to own a Border Collie, and they do absolutely wonderful inside as well as outside.
Yes.
And they're they are very, very loyal. So if he ever went missing, I'm sure he would come right back.
Right, or he might be at your house.
Okay, so tell everyone how they can go about checking him out and going through the adoption process.
Okay, you can go to our website, which is claiborneanimalshelter.com, and there's an online adoption application. The adoption fee is $150,
Okay.
and that includes up-to-date on shots, dewormed, fleas, flea meds, spayed or neutered, and microchip.
Yes.
We would do basically a background check on you, make sure your vet references are up to date.
Okay.
That all your other animals are fixed. He just took a chunk of my hair.
Yeah, he just bit her
You are
hair.
not doing a very good job. Turn around and smile. And, or they can come in and meet them.
Okay.
Now with puppies, we only have them for a little while
Right.
and then they go up north. And so we're saying that from today until 5 days from now,
Probably.
he'll be available for adoption, and then he'll go on a transport after that. He's got his picture on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And he's also on Pet Finder. And as you can see, he's just a little sweetheart.
Yes.
Who really wants to make somebody's life
Yes.
a lot happier.
All right, so go check out this adorable little guy and make him a part of your family, and also support the Claiborne Animal Shelter.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Coming to theaters this week is The Witch, the directorial debut of up-and-coming filmmaker Robert Eggers that exploded out of last year's Sundance Film Festival and has been generating non-stop hype and acclaim since its premiere last January. A horror film set in 17th century New England, The Witch centers around a Puritan family whose infant son mysteriously goes missing, an event which leads the surrounding townsfolk to suspect their daughter of witchcraft. Shot in Canada and starring a cast of fresh faces, The Witch is one of the first of many 2016 releases from distributor A24, previously responsible for films including the pop satire Spring Breakers and moody sci-fi pictures Under the Skin and Ex Machina. Also new to theaters this week is Race, a biopic about Jesse Owens, the African-American track and field star who won 4 gold medals in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin. This event is remembered best for its place in the timeline of World War II, with Hitler attempting and failing to use it as an opportunity to promote his ideology. Selma Stefan James leads the film as Owens, acting alongside Jeremy Irons, William Hurt, Jason Sudeikis in an uncharacteristically serious role, and most excitingly, Game of Thrones' Carice Van Houten as propaganda filmmaker Leni Riefenstahl, tapped by the Third Reich to document the historic games. Curiously, Race is directed by Stephen Hopkins, previously responsible for A Nightmare on Elm Street 5 and Predator 2. Lastly for this week is Risen, a faith-based film recounting the story of the resurrection through the eyes of Joseph Fiennes Clavius, a non-believing Roman military tribune ordered by Pontius Pilate to locate the disappeared body of Christ and to dispel all rumors of his return from the grave. Harry Potter's Tom Felton co-stars as the officer's aide Lucius, and the film is brought to life courtesy of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves and Waterworld director Kevin Reynolds. All three of these films can be seen in theaters nationwide starting this Friday, February 19th, and as always, be sure to check your local listings for special Thursday night screenings in the area. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
I'm Tyler Rowlett of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and here's your concert calendar for the week of February 18th, 2016. Coming this Friday and Saturday to the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville is Humphreys McGee. They continued gaining new fans as veterans of the festival circuit, providing them with new audiences at each stop. One of the biggest names in jam music today, surpassed in popularity only by kings of the jam scene, Fish and Widespread Panic. They developed a dedicated following all over America, so it's no surprise to see them doing a two-night run in Asheville. Expect long improvisations and expect to see an entire arena full of people dance for hours. For more information on this event, you can visit uscellularcenterasheville.com. It's my great pleasure to announce coming this Sunday to the KFC Yum Center in Louisville is one of the greatest performers alive today and my personal favorite musician, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Bruce is currently on tour in support of his anniversary box set of his classic album, The River. On this tour, he's playing the River album all the way through and even more songs after that. With shows in this tour almost reaching the 4-hour mark, get ready for a healthy dose of the boss. In my opinion, music doesn't get any better than this, and I personally can't remember the last time I've been this excited for an event. For more information on this event, you can visit kfcyumcenter.com. I'm Tyler Rowlett of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and that's your concert calendar for this week.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
And that is going to do it for your LMU Community TV News Weekend Edition. For everyone here at LMU Community TV, I'm Ashley Hurley. We hope you have a great weekend.